Hello students. So today we will discuss next point, FPGAs. In previous lectures we have discussed about the programmable array logic, and then we have discussed about the CPLDs. So programmable array logic structure is improved into CPLDs to implement larger circuits. Okay, but there are again limitations in CPLDs to build more complex circuits. If you go on increasing the CPLDs, that is, there is a limitation into the CPLD, that is how many path structures has to be increased. Okay, so to overcome this drawback, manufacturers find an alternative solution for it. So what is the solution? Where the circuit has smaller programmable cells to implement logic and storage functions. Interconnections between them is also programmable. Okay, so they have given one simple solution. The manufacturer, to overcome the problem of the CPL, is they have given one alternative method, alternative solution, that is where the circuit has smaller programmable cells to implement logic and storage functions. So they have provided also interconnections. They are also programmable. Okay. Hence, the name is given field programmable gate arrays. Field programmable gate arrays. So there are gate arrays whose interconnections can be programmed in the field away from the factory. Okay. There are gate arrays whose interconnections can be programmed in the field away from the factory by the user only, by the user. Okay. So FPGAs, you can see the block diagram of the FPGAs. Okay. So block diagram of the FPGA, you can see there are, so these are the pins, these are the pins for the user interface, and this is the IO box, this is the IO box, all are the IO box. Then there is a logic block. Okay, so this is logic block, so there are logic blocks, and in between that there is an interconnection between the logic blocks. Okay, interconnection between the RAM memory, internal RAM memory is there. Okay, so field programmable array is having four major components, that is the logic blocks, IO block, a RAM block, and interconnection network. Yes, so it has IO block, logic block, a RAM, and interconnection network. Okay, so logic block, they are programmed to implement combination function as well as the sequential functions. Logic blocks are used to implement combinational and sequential functions. Okay, IO blocks, they are also programmed to registered or non-registered input and output, or also to have different voltage levels, loading and timing. IO blocks, they are also programmable to registered or non-registered, also to have different voltage levels, loading and timing. Then RAM block, it is used for the storage function. It is used for storage function, and the interconnection network for the programmable interconnection between the different blocks. Okay, then in nowadays or in recent FPGA circuits, it includes special circuit for clock generation and clock distribution also. Okay, so there are special circuit for clock generation and clock distribution here. Okay, now if we see, so this is the logic block, and so these logic blocks, what are the contents of the logic block? Okay, so we can see the contents of the logic block. Okay, so there is a one example of the logic block. So this is example of Xilinx Spartan 2. Xilinx FPGA and logic block of that. Okay, so Xilinx FPGA, its name is Spartan 2. Okay, so this is internal structure of the logic block. Okay, so what is the content of the logic block? So logic block, main contents of the logic blocks are lookup table, carry and control logic, flip-flop and multiplexers. What are the main contents of the logic block? Logic blocks having lookup table, carry and control logic, flip-flops and multiplexers. Then what is the lookup table? What is the LUT? So LUT, it is a lookup table. So it is a single bit wide asynchronous RAM. It is a single bit wide asynchronous RAM called lookup tables. Okay. Addresses input to lookup tables are connected to IO block. The content of lookup table determines the value of Boolean function. Content of lookup table determines the value of Boolean function of the inputs. By programming different lookup tables, we can implement any Boolean function of the inputs. Okay, by programming different functions, by programming lookup tables, we can implement any Boolean function of the inputs. Okay, so other parameters, that is flip-flops, mux and other blocks, they are used for selecting data sources, connecting data to adjacent blocks. Okay, so for selecting data sources and connecting data of adjacent blocks, the other, that is flip-flops, multiplexers and interconnection networks are used. Okay, so here it is the Xilinx Spartan 2 is there. So in the Xilinx Spartan 2, slice of the Xilinx Spartan 2, here there are two such a cells are shown here. This is one cell lookup table and this is another lookup table. Okay, lookup table has 4 inputs. It has 4 inputs. Okay, you can see here C1, C2, C3, C4 are connected to I1, I2, I3, I4. Okay, so they are programmed to select one of the input, to implement Boolean function. The carry and control circuit to combine lookup table outputs. XOR and AND gates are used to implement adder or multipliers. Mux can be used to generate fast carry chain. Various signals output are negated as shown in figure. So you can see the various signal outputs are negated. Okay, and the logic block contains SRAM cell for storing the programmable bits. SRAM contains that are used for storing the programmable bits. Okay, so this is about the FPGAs. So then we'll go towards the platform FPGA. Okay, so what is the platform FPGA? Okay, again there is an improvement in FPGA technology. This gives more denser and faster FPGA kit. Okay, what is the improvement into the FPGA? So they are more denser and faster, so that they can be used to applications where computation requirement is more. Okay, so calculations will be more. In such a case, the processor core is added. Okay, so for example, if you take the applications of audio and video processing and information encryption and decryption. In order to increase the usability of the FPGA in the applications. Okay, so for example, that is the signal processing arithmetic cores, arithmetic circuits. Okay, network interface cores, that is computer network, that is transmitter and receivers are there. So in order to increase the usability of the FPGA in the application, manufacturers have added special circuitry in FPGA like processor core. They have added processor core. They have added processor cores like processor core for computer network, transmitter receiver and arithmetic circuit. Such FPGA circuits are called as platform based FPGA or platform FPGA, meaning that the chip serves complete platform to implement complex applications. Okay, it gives a complete platform to implement the complex application. Okay, embedded software can run on the processor core with instructions. Embedded software can be run onto the processor core. Okay, and instruction and data is stored into the block ROM. Okay, so network connections can be used to interconnect with the other computer and other devices. Thus, it uses minimum circuitry of FPGA. It uses minimum circuitry to the FPGA, and hence overall cost of the system it reduces. Okay, it gives a single chip solution, and hence there is no extra core will be required, and it will reduce the cost. Okay, and as its NRE cost also decreases. Okay, so platform based FPGAs, it will give a single chip solution for the complex programming. Okay, so this is one type of FPGA. Another type of integrated circuit is formed by the manufacturers, or the manufacturers developed one more new kind of IC technology is called as structured ASIC. Manufacturers developed one more IC technology, it is called as a structured ASIC. So this is the midway between programmable logic devices and standard cell ASIC. Okay, so it contains array of very simple logic elements. It is having very simple elements, but arrays of the simple logic elements. In case of FPGAs, there is also arrays, but they are programmed, and interconnections are also programmed. But here in the structured ASIC, so no, they are not programmed. Okay, or interconnections are also not programmed. Okay. In case of structured ASIC, it is very simple. Okay, the structured ASICs, they are customized by the designing top metal interconnections layers. There is a, so in case of FPGAs, they are customized by loading a configuration program, but in case of structured ASIC, they are customized by loading configuration, that is top one or more layers are interconnected by the customer itself. They are interconnected, or they are designed by the customer itself, and remaining underlying layers are fixed. Okay, thus the design efforts and NRE cost of the for the customization are much lower than the standard cell ASIC. Okay, in case of standard cell ASIC, all are fixed. In case of FPGAs, all are programmed. So there is a midway between the standard cell ASIC and FPGAs. So as like standard cell ASIC, there are the ready-made simple gates are there in case of standard cell ASIC. That components will be selected from the library. Here also we have to take, so there will be all are present here, not necessary to develop once again. Okay, and hence so lower, they have lower NRE cost as compared to the full ASIC design, and its performance is as close as to the full custom ASIC. Okay, it is not as like full custom ASIC, but it is near to the full custom ASIC. Okay, it will give a solution for mid volume applications. Okay, it will be more popular, it will become more popular for midway volume applications. Okay, so for high volume applications ASIC, okay, will be there, but for mid to high value applications the structured ASICs are the one of the solution for it. Okay, so that's all about today's video. So we'll stop here. If you have any doubts, you can give queries on my WhatsApp group. Okay, we'll stop here.